opioids. Now, strong painkillers prescribed by a professional and based on opium can be invaluable for someone who's just had surgery or has a terminal illness. But experts say there is little evidence that opioid drugs are helpful for chronic conditions like arthritis, like joint pain or nerve damage. But now a 5 News investigation has uncovered how tens of thousands of people struggling with long-term pain have been taking these addictive medicines for years. Our health correspondent Catherine Jones has been speaking to one woman who relied on them for more than a decade.
The pain when it's bad is off the scale, mostly aching and throbbing, and you can't see it. It could be an arm one day, a leg the next, or you could have a run of pain in different areas of the body.
Louise has fibromyalgia, a little understood condition that causes widespread pain. For 12 years, she was prescribed opioid painkillers. She thought the drugs were helping, but the pills were making her worse.
I couldn't think straight, I couldn't sleep, I had weird skin conditions, I'd never left the house, and if I did, I was in a wheelchair. I wouldn't answer the phone to friends and family, I was totally withdrawn. Yeah, it's quite hideous, the list of side effects.
Based on opium from poppies, opioid medicines are a class of powerful painkillers that includes codeine, morphine, tramadol, cocodamol, oxycodone and buprenorphine. Medical guidelines say there is little evidence opioids are helpful for long-term pain, and the Health Service has made tackling overprescribing a priority. But a 5 News investigation reveals last August there were 175,000 people in England who had been prescribed opioid medicines for at least 2 years.
There aren't enough pain clinics and specialist appointments that we want for our patients. There aren't enough GP appointments, so people are unfortunately given prescriptions sometimes in order to make a quick appointment, or because there isn't the time to actually unpick what is really going on for patients.
Torbay used to have high numbers of patients on opioid medicines long term. Now South Devon has among the lowest prescribing rates in England after Dr Andrew Gunatilaka ran a programme to train pharmacists based in GP surgeries to better explain how opioids work.
The bit that's really scary is that as the dose starts to increase, all opioid medications start to make your system more sensitive to pain. And that's the biggest problem. And so things that weren't hurting start to hurt.
And worryingly, a new survey by the British Pain Society has found most patients say they did not receive specific information about the risks of opioids.
It actually undermines the principle of shared decision making. Starting opioids with a patient should involve a discussion with the patient. It's not just a doctor decision. The patient needs to be involved in that. And part of being able to make that decision is informed consent, so understanding the risks.
Louise has now embraced different ways of controlling her pain. She swims in the sea, uses an exercise bike and walks every day.
For me it was about moving the pain from here to here, where I could still, see my way ahead.
So on a better day, this is where you swim?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I love it.
Coming off opioids must be done under medical supervision. Andrew firmly believes this is something the NHS should urgently address.
If we had the resource, we could tackle 160 out of those 175,000 over the next 3 months. By summer, if we had that resource, we could have that problem significantly improved.
And as Louise can testify, the difference that can make is dramatic.
So if you could kind of contrast yourself in your 40s to how you are now.
Oh my God, it's huge. I mean, the 40s Louise was just living in an armchair, basically, in an opioid fog, not taking part in life at all. Life was happening around me. And now I grab life by the throat and I just grab every moment and actually live instead of just existing.
It's always amazing when people like Louise spend so much time telling you about their life, isn't it? Kathy's in the studio, as you can see now. So it seems that the best way to deal with some of this long-term pain is to get that body moving.
From back pain to arthritis to sciatica, yeah, that's what the experts are now saying. But just as people need professional help to come off these opiate drugs carefully, they also need professional support to get their body moving and overcome a fear that that will hurt them. And here is the problem, because the Royal College of GPs told us access to appropriate physical and and psychological therapies for pain can be patchy and comes with long waiting times. However, England's NHS are alert to this. They say that it last year committed £50 million so that more places can be like South Devon and get GPs and pharmacists who work with them reviewing these people who are perhaps on these drugs for far too long.
Fascinating stuff. Kathy, thank you very much for that. Just to say, if you or anyone you know is struggling with pain or addiction issues, there are loads of really helpful charities out there and useful websites. We'll put some on the screen there. Pain, I think it's livewellwithpain.co.uk and also mind.org.uk as well. Sorry, hopefully you can see it on there. The details are on the screen right now.